Hi and welcome back to my channel. So in this video we have another Bookbrush tutorial with Kathleen from Bookbrush, and I have been very excited for this video because we are going through a lot of cool things like QR codes, which is something that a lot of people are curious about, and I myself have used QR codes from different websites and have not been able to go back and edit them or anything like that. So this is a really great feature for that. And we also go over a lot of other cool marketing features, which would be perfect for both authors and magazine content creators, and even people that do courses, because there are some features like you can do a marketing image of a laptop and upload your own picture so it looks like your picture is in the laptop, which could be used for like a screenshot of a website or anything like that. So that is really great for that as well. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. It is a bit long, so just stick around because we do talk about a lot of cool things. So I will see you guys.
All right, I am excited to be here with you again today to show off some of the Bookbrush tools. For folks who haven't met me before, I'm Kathleen Sweeney with Bookbrush. I'm the marketing lead and customer service manager and the fun one around here. So I'm looking forward to showing you some things with Bookbrush. And I figured we'll just talk through this as we go along, and you can ask questions that you think your followers might have, and we'll go from there.
Sounds great.
All right. So we are going to start in the custom creator. It's our flagship tool. It's the first thing that we built. And this is where you can create your graphics for social media, either from scratch or with community templates. So we'll take a look in there. In the center where it says choose a tool to begin, we'll go into custom creator. And the first thing you do if you're going to do an ad from scratch is choose your ad size. So on the left-hand side, you'll see, of course, there's Facebook, and you can see all the different sizes in there. Twitter, Instagram, BookBub is tiny. And then a couple of the newer things in here that I was going to be sure that we just mentioned that are here for folks who might be interested. The Amazon A+ content, which here in the US, people are starting to use this. Within the last year, Amazon gave folks who have access to their own KDP dashboard the ability to do this. And I'll just show you what it looks like on the Amazon sample. So here's what Amazon shows. And I'll scroll down. My favorite one, and the one that people really gravitate towards but don't know how to make, is this section. It's in the from the publisher section with 3 images that you add that tell a little bit of extra story. And so when this came out, people were like, well, where can we make these? So they look nice all together.
Yeah.
So here in Bookbrush, we have this stacked version here. So you could create all 3 at once and download them as the 3 separate images that you need. So that's available. We have, what's that?
I was going to say, now that I'm seeing this, I have seen that before. Yeah, I didn't realize it was the same thing. I didn't know what it was called. So that's really
it's nice because people are starting to do it, but if you're not sure where to make those 3 images at once, it could be super tricky to line up the pictures. So, so that you're happy with them.
Yeah, for sure.
And as far as I know, it's free to upload them onto your Amazon page. And if it could keep readers there a little longer and add a little bit more to it, it could be super cool. So that's an option.
Sure.
And then I was going to talk about Atticus here for a second. So Atticus is a book formatting tool separate from Bookbrush, but the part that you can do in Bookbrush are some of the ornamental page breaks and the chapter, like an image element, things like that. So if anybody out there is using Atticus and needs a solution for your ornamental page breaks, that's in here too. And then we've got cards. You can do business cards and postcards.
Oh, I had no idea about that.
Yes. And so you may or may not want to send them to a printer or print them at home. Either one would work, but it's nice to do designs like that. Yeah. And then also under other, and this might blow your mind too, some swag things. So bookmarks, coasters,
so cool.
book plates.
Oh,
yeah.
I love that.
Well, and you know, this is probably extra pertinent with us being in 2 different countries. You know, it would be pricey to ship the book, but the book plate you can send just for the price of a stamp. So if you want to design those, if you've got some readers in the US, then you could send a book plate and be able to personalize that.
I love that.
And other
And that-
things in here, some magnets, mouse pads, cleaning cloths, if you want to get crazy with swag,
Oh.
some choices where you can design it in here, you know, and then send it to a printer.
Cool.
And of course, custom size. So no matter what you need, you can enter the dimensions in pixels and design that. I'm going to choose a Facebook ad size. So I'll click on Facebook and choose a Facebook ad size. And basically I'm choosing this because it's nice and big. So it gives us lots of room to work in here. And then if you're doing an ad from scratch, you can do the steps down on the left in any order. And you're probably familiar with a lot of this, but I wanted to highlight some of the new things.
Yes.
So I'm going to start with book template. And the reason is, you know, there's a lot of nice design tools out there, but they're not all designed, I guess, specifically for the author. So in here, we now have over 200 3D versions for your book. So if you're wondering where do people get those, it could be right here. I'll scroll.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, before Bookbrush, I hadn't found anything this good. Like there's so many different options for displaying your book that just you can't find online, especially not like for a good price, or they download the wrong size and blurry, and yeah, so this is just amazing.
And we add new ones. We try each month, I would say at least once a quarter. So there's always new stuff coming in. And I should mention they're displayed right now with a sample cover. So you're just popping your cover in there. And because there's so many, you can also filter up here. So we'll talk through this a little bit. There are physical books, for example, the ebooks. Now, ebooks face every which way, whereas when you see the physical books, they're mostly positioned so you don't see the spine. So you just bring in your 2D cover, but we do now have spine options. So you can do that if you want to.
Awesome. And I love that you don't have to have a spine, because again, some of the other ones I've found on different websites make you put a spine, and if you don't have one, then you can't do it.
And in here, if you really want a spine one, you could make a spine in the box set creator. So even if you don't have one, when there's a solution, but we're not forcing your hand. If you want the example without the spine, then you don't have to have that.
Awesome.
Some phone options in here.
And I love that you have audiobooks, because I have an audiobook coming out in October. So I'm really excited to be able to use this feature.
Oh, look, yeah, there's lots of stuff for audio, and also in the new multi-device, there's an audio one in there too. So I'll click on that one. The multi-devices have several. So it's like a little collage. You click on it and it puts your book in all of those formats at once. So if we click on the one with 3, for example, and what a great looking book cover I have here. When you see this spinning, what's that?
That's the one that's coming out in audio.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, and you could, if you don't have the audio cover yet, you could design that in here. But if you do, then you can bring that in as the square. But this gives you a look at in all of these formats, just as a cool looking collage. So it's pretty neat.
That's so pretty.
There's also a lot of cover reveals. So I wanted to make sure to mention people sometimes wonder, where do people get those cover reveals? And that could be right in here. There's puzzle pieces, rips and rocks, and cool things in there. And then we'll go back to the top. Under other, you can put your book in a picture frame or a Polaroid picture. And then I also wanted to talk about the computer screenshots. So when you're thinking about marketing everything about you, you may want to take a screenshot of your website or your blog or your YouTube channel, and then put the screenshot in here, just like you'd put in a book cover. But now you can make it look like the whole world is looking at your YouTube channel or whatever screenshot you put in there.
That's so handy.
It really is, because sometimes you forget about marketing those other things, or you're not sure how. So that's there. I should double back to hands. Hands means that there are hands attached to the book or the device, which can give you a neat way to make your graphics in there too. And then I don't know if you have many followers doing Kindle Vella, but just so we know, it's in here. So if you're doing Kindle Vella, they ask for a square story image that's displayed as a circle, and we have those templates for you to market those if you need it.
Great, because I don't know where else you would get that. That's very specific.
It is very specific, and so I want to make sure to point it out. So just in case somebody needs it, it's there.
Yeah.
So you can add as many of these devices or books or whatever as you want. You can use the pre-made multi-device collage look, or you can just add a number of ebooks and put them all on there. So if you get busy writing, you can just keep adding lots of them in there.
I love that you have a children's book section too, because I find it hard to find children's book mock-ups, and I'm writing a children's book as well, so that's good to know that that is there. And for any followers that have children's books out, which I know there are a few, so.
And I'm going to click on one. I'll just put your cover in, but I'll show you the nicest thing I think about the children's books, and I use it more here than anywhere else, is you can adjust the size. Because I know when my kids, and probably your kids too, have a stack of books, they are all different sizes.
Yes.
So you can resize in proportion, or you can just drag it just the tiniest bit to give you whichever look it is. So I know this one's not a children's book, but you can get that proper look.
Great.
So we'll just delete that one. But yep, lots of flexibility to personalize.
Awesome.
So next we can just, if we're building this from scratch, go into background, search millions of free images, upload your own, or just search through different sample searches. So I'm going to put in red texture. I like this kind of a search sometimes because it doesn't compete with your cover, and it can give you some interesting things in there. And you can click through, you know, any of these things and see how you like them. I'm kind of interested in this one maybe, or do you like the one before that?
They're cool. Just this whole feature I love. Like, it's just so good. And you can add text and everything, which is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, I like this one, but I would maybe blur it a little bit so your books are the star of the show. Then you can add text over here. Just click on text on the left, add a new text box. We'll put in riveting. You'll have more of a quote for yourself. And then I was going to talk about font real quick. So in the edit text area, in the font area, there are a lot of nice default fonts. But my hidden gem alert is up here under add more fonts. You have access to 1,000 fonts. So you can really find something that works for you, your genre, and just search through here. You can filter at the top if you want to.
And I love this feature. I use this feature all the time. And because I get some fonts from defont.com and then I upload them, so I'm able to use the ones that I use for like my book cover and stuff like that. So,
and that's really smart because it gives you that same look across all of your graphics. If you see something in this list that you want, you would just click and put a check mark next to it. If you want to bring in your own, it's over here on the right, and upload a custom font. So both of those are really easy to do. And then I was gonna also do a tiny little commercial for one of my favorite blog posts while we're talking about font, because I think this is helpful, and I'll make sure you have it to put in the comments. This blog post has tips for graphics, but the part that I really think is nice for authors are the 35 plus font pairings. So you can really find fonts that work for your genre. And so if you're not sure, you've got things like romance font pairings, mystery. So basically, you don't want to create a thriller graphic with a sci-fi font because it's going to confuse your viewers and your readers. So here are some different choices for you.
That is so helpful.
I love this. And usually on the last Friday of the month, we'll post a new font pairing, like a font pairing Friday. And I love seeing the different things that we come up with from our graphic designer. Here's your children's one. So if you haven't picked your font yet, you can try those. And then holiday, you know, that's Christmas in July is what I was thinking, but now it's August and turns out, you know, holidays won't be far behind.
No.
So there's those, you know, types of things for you.
Love that.
And then like you just changed this font, you could change it in here or pick like something different that seems like it would work for your particular book, resize all those different things. Under images, you can add extra things in there like available at Amazon and pop that in there. And under Amazon, there's the two different colors. So depending on, they're particular about the colors they allow, but depending on what you need for your graphic, you can choose either one of those.
Cool.
Add that in. And then I wanted to hop down to elements. So elements are new this year, and they're so easy to personalize with the exact color that you need. I think it makes them really popular. So like, for example, and what we could do, I'm going to just delete this background and we'll just use an element as an idea. So we can do, I'm going to do a blob because I feel like blob gets a bad rap and it's actually really cool. So we can pick a blob. I'm double clicking and I'm going to use the color picker. So right now it's black. We'll use the eyedropper. Come over here and I'm going to match the red in the lipstick without having to know the color code. So it can help you stay really on brand.
Cool.
And then I'm going to make it super big and we can rotate it. And then what we need to do, there's an eye icon so we can see outside, and I'm going to send it behind each one of the things. So now we've got this cool shape that we can blur and place behind to add like basically an accent. And you could still make it even bigger if you want to. And it wouldn't have to be all that much blur. If you like the sharp, totally do what works for you. And we might move this in here. But it's unique and easy to personalize. You could have multiple ones in there if you want to. You also can switch them to just the outline if you need that kind of thing. But that can make a neat way to do a graphic.
Awesome.
So really, we just in a matter of minutes created our own little graphic from scratch, showing off some of the newest features in here. What we would have you do is in the top stripe, click Save as a Project. And then you'll just download as a PNG, JPEG, or PDF, and you're all set. And you can do both if you want to. And then also, like, this was a Facebook size ad. If you're wanting to flood social media with kind of matching graphics, you could click back to ad size on the left and maybe choose Instagram. And then just position into that new space. And we'll do a quick version here.
Awesome.
So it stays on brand. It's the same elements, so you're not starting over, but you could save that one and download it as well.
Awesome.
So now you're ready.
Love that.
All right. So those were the ones that we made totally from scratch. I'm going to show you community templates also, but one other nifty little thing in Elements, which is definitely new since we met last time. I'm clicking on the left in Elements. If you go down there, we added a QR code generator. And are you using QR codes much?
All the time for everything. So this is really exciting for me.
Awesome. And I know you can make them other places, but the nice part is it's in here and you know exactly where it's at. So it's as simple as I would just copy like our address here and then paste in. Need to, Control V, paste in, and I'll click generate. And there's my QR code. So I just click Save QR Code. And now it's here in the list and I can click and add it to anything I'm working on.
Wow.
So what are some of the things you're using it on, just to give an idea for your followers?
So in my last book, I put a QR code at the end of the book with like my social media links and stuff. But the place that I got it from, it expires after a year and I had my book formatted, so I had to pay to reformat it and change it, and it was just a whole nightmare. But so this is really exciting for me.
This will be perfect because it's included, in any paid plan, so you would be able to add that. And putting it in the back of your book, I think, is super smart, as long as you have access to it over and over, because then it doesn't matter when the book was sold, because you can always update the link where it's going to, so with your updated info.
So can you download these and save them to your computer to add into different things, or does it have to be like on?
No, you totally could. What I could do here is we'll just do a little housekeeping. We'll delete all of these items. Gotta find my garbage can on this one and this. So let's say really all you needed was this. You could just make it as big as you want. So your two options would be make it this big, or since this dimensions in pixels is pretty big, you could also go to custom size. And if you really only wanted it like 300 by 300 because you need a little smaller, just click submit. And now down here, it's a smaller size. Yeah, so you could download that and then place it wherever else you need it.
Oh, this is so amazing. I'm putting out a book. I'm putting out an audio book in October and also a different book in October. So I'm going to use this for sure in my print book. So that's heaps exciting.
Perfect. And when you come back, you know, tomorrow and the next day, once you made it, you'll just go to elements down on the left-hand side, click create, but instead of creating, you can just click it from here. So they'll be in there the whole time. And like, here's one to a YouTube channel and it's long. So you just hover to see the full title or full URL link. So I think it'll save you time because you'll have it in there. And, you know, it's great on anything for print. So if you have business cards or a banner, sky's the limit on that stuff. You could really do a lot with those, I think.
Amazing. I'm so excited about this feature.
Awesome. Awesome. And you know, I'm not even sure you knew it was there till today. So you were today old when we found out.
Yep. Amazing.
All right, I'm going to go back to add size and we'll just browse the community templates too. So I'm going to click add size and go up here at the top. And these are great because our graphic designer puts these together. There's new ones each month. And really what it's meant to do is just take the hard part out of it and you can do the fun part of just personalizing what's here. So I'll scroll a little bit. And these, you can edit everything about them. So you can always change up what's in there. And you can do filtering over here on the left, either by genre if you want, or by platform. And even there's a whole section down here called Launch Party. So that can be a good way to get things started. There's a lot of the book plate samples. So don't be intimidated if you think you want a book plate, but you're not sure how to start. You can try this. But you can put it in there and then you'll just click on the font. And like when you're bringing in your branded font that you purchased, then you can just use that one. And like in this case, I might adjust the letter spacing a little bit and reposition. So it's going to have your spin on it, but you didn't have to start from scratch.
Cool. Do you have pre-order templates?
Let's see. If we don't, they would be easy to make. I'm wondering on the ARC team how some of those might work, because you might be able to modify since that's like a team who's getting the book ahead of time. I usually won't say no. So usually I think, well, if we don't have it, you can make something work. Launch Party is where else I was thinking. This like pre-order.
Pre-order now. Yep.
So in any of these, you could change after the cover reveal. You could change this text. Coming soon could just be if I could type, pre-order now in your particular font. And then you can substitute your cover here, or you can just delete and pick anything you want. So you can come back to book template and choose. And I wanted to talk a little bit more about cover reveal too. So we have a ton of great cover reveals, and I like them, but what you see is what you get. You can't pick and choose. If you do like just a standard ebook, for example, we'll put this in here. Then we're going to show you one other cool thing in Elements. So we'll make this a little bit bigger here. Well, that's a little large. All right. Then we'll click back in Elements on the left, and there's also a section for cover reveal. And this is popular because you get to choose. So you can place it in here. You could color pick. So if you want, I'm just drawn to this red. If you wanted it to be this amazing red, and then if you wanted to show them everything but the title or everything but this, and you could layer several of these if you wanted to cover almost all of it. That puts you in the driver's seat of how the cover reveal looks. So those are in Elements. Those are pretty new, but kind of a neat option.
And those little things that you just put there, those elements, I used to use those sorts of things in Canva to make like my YouTube thumbnails and stuff. So that's great that it's here now as well. So it's just like all in one place.
we are always trying to get all the things in one marketing toolbox for you. And you could also animate this. You can animate any piece, but like we could click just that element, click on the left for add animation, and maybe have it fade out. So in that case, when we push play in the top stripe, it's going to fade out. And then it really is like a live reveal. So that would be kind of fun to do. If you add animation, your download is going to be as an MP4, so you have that option.
Cool.
So those were the things I was going to show you. For folks who might be exploring a free plan, these community templates, everything in here, and there are thousands, are available for free and paid. So if you're just not sure where to start, use this as your springboard, to get some ideas and then just put your spin on so that it looks like you. All right, and then I wanted to show you some cool stuff in here. These are paid features, but under collections, we have new animated mockups. And have you seen these before?
I have, yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I'll just play one in case they're new for anybody here. You literally just put your book cover in, which we can swap it. And I think you can read anything for a beach read, so this will work out just fine. And then once it's in here, we'll push play in the top stripe.
So cool.
Yep, down and dirty, quick. You didn't have to do all the work. So it's going to combine music, animation, video background in your book in one handy meme. So if you need a filler on TikTok or something to kind of catch a reader's eye, this could be the thing.
I never thought about using it for TikTok. I've used one for Instagram before, but that would be great for TikTok.
This one's actually TikTok size, so it kind of lends itself to that. And if you needed it Instagram, you could click back and choose Instagram and then just rearrange into this space. I would just make that larger. So they're flexible and easy to edit. But something fun for TikTok too, if you're wanting not to be the one always dancing around, you could try that.
That's so good. Because it feels like for TikTok as well, you have to constantly be putting out content to keep people finding you. So it's hard to keep coming up with stuff. So this is so easy and quick to make that it'd be easy to just put new videos out all the time.
And you could use the same one and just make one for each book if you had 2 or 3 or 4 books. And so people would recognize it as you, but you're getting additional videos that you could put up. And they're all pretty short, so they would fit the TikTok parameters, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yes. That's
and
great.
Then I was going to look at the animated email signatures in here. Have you seen these?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, prepare to be amazed. So here's the thing that's not a secret. Authors email readers to sell books. Like, we know this, but if you can make your email stand out, that could, be something that pushes the sale. So we'll push play in the top and it all kind of comes together.
That's amazing.
No sound or anything, but what you can do is just personalize this. So we would go ahead and click like in the author name. Oops, we should do Alaska. Here we go.
Yeah, I've changed my pen name since we last talked.
No problem. You can have as many pen names as you want. So we'll use that. And then if you had a branded font, you could pick that. We'll choose this, and you can always change the size or the color, all that stuff. Pop your book covers in here. And then the other piece to talk about here is the picture. So it's not a picture of me or of you. What you can do is we'll bring in a picture of me. So we'll combine our efforts here. Under images on the left, you can go to my images, and I'll bring in this picture.
Wait, did you do that in Bookbrush, like remove the background?
Yeah, I'm going to do it for you live here too. So just so you see the whole thing, this is background removal. And I know there are ways to do this out there, other places, but they're hard. So you're going to click on the thumbnail, click in the top right corner, click remove background. This is going to use artificial intelligence to literally peel the background away, and it works on a person, an animal, a product, or a vehicle. So there we go.
Love that.
Plus, it's in here as an image, which means you can come over on the left and choose filters, kind of like if you're doing the Instagram filters, and lighten it up, or if you need like that black and white look. So, you know, even if your picture isn't professional photography material, you can make it work in here. Yep. And then I would just layer. So these two little arrows can let me send it behind. And let's see here. We'll just add some animation. So maybe I wanted to fade in down. And here we go. I am now known as Alaska Walters. There we go. So these download as an MP4. And then on our YouTube channel, we have a little playlist on how to get them from Bookbrush to several different email platforms if you need help with that. So there's one for MailerLite, MailChimp, Outlook, and I don't remember the other one there, but it's on there. So you can look through if you need to watch. They're like 2 to 3 minutes on how to get them from point A to point B. But yeah, that's a quick way to spice up your email.
That's awesome.
All right. So let's see. I wanted to look through my list. The next thing, and this was like my dessert item, the save the best for last, the instant mockups. But before we go there, is there anything else that you remember you want me to highlight or you have questions on?
There is one thing. So my last book and the one I'm about to put out there in a series, I created the covers on Bookbrush, and they worked really, really well. And I was just wondering if you can create a children's book cover in Bookbrush. I don't know.
Let's hop in there. So we'll just go in the top stripe to tools. And we'll go down to cover creator. And we'll talk about, did you do ebook or did you do a print book?
Print.
So when you go to,
yeah.
Did you? Okay. In print, you choose paperback or hardcover first. And hardcover is newer, so that may not have been there then. No. But once you choose paperback or hardcover, then you choose your trim size. So these first ones are kind of the orientation for a traditional, like an adult book or whatever. But then down here, they go the other way. So instead of like 6x9, it would be 9x6 or 10x7. So these would be more of a children's size. So let's say 10x7, you choose your paper type. We could put in cream, and maybe it's only 34 pages because it isn't as huge. Click submit. The warning here is just telling you that there's not a real spine. So you have to have 100 pages for a spine, but that's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
So yep, there you go. So it's going to be kind of set up in the other direction, more like a children's book. And there's the square. So we can switch. Let's say if we were going to do a 10x10, for example. Again, less than 100 pages, we know. So there you have this all set up, and it should work for Amazon, the KDP, and the Ingram Spark options if you're going to print it yourself.
Great. And I was wondering too, so if you picked hard copy, then does that give it a spine or still no, because it's not enough pages?
Let's see, I have not tried a children's. Let's see what happens.
Some children's books are hard.
They are.
So
that's going to be, if you find that you're going to do that, send us a note so our team can work on that, because I don't know, we'd have to check. I haven't tried children's for hardcover because usually hardcover just has a lot fewer trim sizes. So one of them, for example, is the 6x9. And let's just say this book was like 300. So we can put it in here. It's got that big spot for the hinge and so forth. So we'd have to see. I don't know that we've had anybody try the hardcover children's option, but it doesn't mean we can't build it. So if people need it, we can have our team check out how that would work and then just build the things behind. Yep, definitely.
Awesome.
All right. Anything else that you can think of? I'm going to mention one other thing. Since the elements are kind of new, they're also really nice for the cover design. Like if you want to have like a little bit of blur or fade, you can use those element shapes and have them coming. Let me just go into like a template here. I'll click one here. And there's probably even one. You could add something like behind here. Let's do just, now our graphic designer made this, so she probably knows more than I do, but just as an idea, since you've got some folks who might be doing that, I'm going to color pick this and then we'll have it blur. We'll make it a little bit bigger. And some transparency, but you get that fading look if you need that to add. So the elements give you the chance to personalize. That would probably also look really neat.
That does look cool.
Down here, I picture it in romance and fantasy more than anything, with like a purple or something coming up from behind some of that text to kind of even things out.
That looks really good though.
It could look really neat. And so you have chances to make a pretty eye-catching professional cover within your budget with the cover creator.
Love that.
All right. Awesome. Well, I think we can head into the instant mockups if you're ready.
Yep.
All right. So I'll just go to tools in the top stripe and we'll go into these. And this is our most popular tool just because it has so many awesome images in here. And so if you're not familiar with our term, we call them instant mockups, but I hear them called flat lays, mockups. I don't know. Can you think of any other terms for them?
I've heard just those same ones.
Those same similar. Yeah. But I think what people don't know is people are not making them like in their bedroom or their kitchen. They're putting their book in this 2D cover.
Yeah.
Or 2D version. So I'll just click show all. And you can see there's stuff suitable for such a wide variety. I mean, there's 2,700 images.
Wow. And I was going to ask if there's some that would work with with fiction books, and I've just spotted some already, so that's great.
I think for fiction or nonfiction, really, because there's a lot for romance, I'll give you that. But even after that, I think there's a lot of things that would work for, like this is a pretty simple design right here, this one, and that could work for fiction, nonfiction, or, really a wide variety of genres. So we'll just click a few here. I'll scroll. I'm a sucker for anything with a swimming pool. I think those look so nice. And, I don't have a pool, so it makes it kind of nice to get those. And if you need seasonal graphics, you don't have to wait until fall. You can get those right away. So I don't know how many we did here. I'll grab your book in step 1. If folks want to, they can filter by all these different words, either seasonal or genre, things like that. But I'll go ahead and click at the bottom for step 4, convert now, so we can see these. And you will soon see, well, you already know, but your viewers will see why this is the most popular tool.
And I also have a large chunk of my viewers are magazine creators, and I even recommend Bookbrush to them because for 3D mock-ups for their magazine covers and stuff too, it also works really well.
I would think, yeah, you could put that really for any, if you have the cover, you could put it in there. And the computer ones, well, I'll click on those too, because they could showcase the site where the magazine is.
Exactly.
Here's what we created. So
nice.
This looks so nice. And this, you didn't have to go get your nails done to try to get a picture.
That's it.
Seasonal.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so quick and easy, and definitely why it's the most popular tool. While we're thinking about it, I'll click the computer ones just so you can see. There are 125 computer ones. So to promote YouTube or your website, any of those things, it's pretty easy. Just put that screenshot in, and then you can download all these different graphics.
Lovely.
So this is our most popular tool. However, the feedback and things that we were getting, there were 2 big things people wished for. They would like to see their book in the image before they download, and they might want to do a little bit of editing. So we added a new and improved instant mockup tool. So here in this orangey stripe here, the instant mockups 2.0. So you can switch between original and the 2.0.
Okay.
And these are on gold, plan, and higher. So when you switch to 2.0, you can switch back up here to, we call them legacy. So they're the originals. And then in here, you can do where you can see your book in here and edit. Also, we are trying to make marketing life easy for folks. So we have some collections here in the lower left. So we'll do collections.
Oh, wow.
And then these are, yeah, definitely hop in here and check these out. So if you need some summertime, we'll do the summertime template bundle here. 60 plus graphics, and you really just click in step 1 over here on the left. We can put your book in, and it's going to show your book in all of these.
Oh, so good.
Quick. And then, so we'll scroll here so you can kind of see it popping in all of those. Then the nice part is you can do a little bit of editing if you want to. So like this top one on the left, let's say you wanted to add some text. You can just click the pencil in the top. So click the pencil, and it gives you like a mini version of the custom creator. So on the left, you can add more books, you can add text, you can add images or elements. So at the very least, we could do text, and now available in audio. And this one's perfect because it's got those earbuds. Or how about available in audio? Is it in October?
Yep.
Okay, so we can personalize this so you could start getting people excited about it. You can pick your font. I know that's not your font, but we can kind of make that work. Resize this. And you could color pick and change, or even put like a little element behind to make that stand out. And then if this, you don't need the author's direct, that's fine. You can delete. In the top here, click Save Edits and go back. And now that's there for you. So you were able to make quick changes. And then if for some reason, like let's say you don't need a graphic with a baby, you can just use the garbage can and discard that one. So you don't have to download. So it's nice because you kind of pick and choose. And then we also have another kind of top requested feature, bulk editing. So this first one here, I'm going to unlock. So when you make some individual edits, it would lock it so it doesn't get changed unless you want it to. But now we can come over here on the left and choose our primary font. So if our primary font is, let's say it's Happy Monkey. Now every one of these, just change the primary font to Happy Monkey, all in one click. I think it's nice because you can get graphics, a lot of them that are on brand for you quickly. And you can adjust, like if where those things ended up, if you want to shift them around like that, you can, or again, click with the pencil and go in and change. If there's certain wording that doesn't work for you, or like this one isn't a summer fling, you could change that wording so that whatever type of wording you want with the book arriving soon works for you. So this is the 2.0. So I was thinking it's kind of like instant mockups, but amped up, like all the extra things that people wanted to see to be in control.
Love that.
So if you haven't been in there yet, please jump in and try out the 2.0 version.
I will. I'll be trying it after this.
Well, there's your day sorted. So much for getting anything else done.
Oh, I know.
All right. Well, awesome. Well, then I will finish this up here, and I think we are good to go.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That was so helpful. And lots of this stuff I've actually been wondering about as well, like how to edit the mock-ups once they've been made and things like that. So that's really helpful.
I'm so excited that I got the chance to show you what's new around here.
Yes, me too. Thank you so much for taking the time. And I'm sure my followers will be really thankful as well.